Hello, hunters, and welcome back to another episode of Bloodborne. So today we are going to make our way to Byrgenwerth and continue there. Just so that way you guys are aware, and I'm kind of not making it seem like I didn't do something or whatever in the game, or cheated or some way. I did go and off off recording, grab do some runs to grab some blood vials. I did not level up my character anyway, nor did I level up the. Not that it fucking matters, to be honest with you guys. Fuck you if you have a problem with it. No, I'm just joking. No, really, fuck you. No, but I'm just joking, guys. But no, seriously, I didn't level up the character. I just needed to get some blood vials because we've got a particularly hard fight coming up here. Um, well, I don't want to say it's hard. It ain't easy, that's for sure, though. Rom the Vacuous is in this area, and he is a damn. I don't think I might make it over here in time to kill this guy. Oh well. Ooh, got him. You gotta be careful with these guys. They're not. They will latch onto you, and they latch onto you, and then they cause frenzy. Can't open up this door. It's obviously it's a shortcut entry, but we'll get to that. I think the one disappointment that I had in this game overall for anything necessarily that I had to be if I had to say I was disappointed by anything, it would realistically be the size of the main campaign. I don't want the size of the story because the story in and of itself also pertains to the Chalice dungeons, which obviously there's a lot of playability there, so it's not that. It's the story is really short, but then you're not going to be able to do what I just did every single time, but you can, as long as you catch those guys coming down the hill, you can probably lure them over here. They might get smart, however, and start running up the stairs, and you don't want both of them coming after you, because yeah, that can be a little bit difficult. Okay, so besides the story, it was Byrgenwerth. Byrgenwerth is where everything starts. It's the epicenter to the entire story of Bloodborne. It was the school of Byrgenwerth who found, the scholars who found the old blood, who explored the Chalice dungeons, and I guess in that regard, I was expecting a little bit more from Byrgenwerth. But it is really, really short, to be honest with you. Look at this creepy ass statue right here. You see this? Look at that. Creepy. There's a lot of creepy things here, statues in Byrgenwerth. It's weird. Be careful as you make your way up here. One of the bloodsuckers, brain suckers, whatever the hell you want to call them, is sitting over there. Try to sneak up behind him and approach him, because I do not want him to suck my brains. I like my insight, and I want to keep it. So the easiest thing is to just sneak up behind him. Damn it, he caught me. Damn it. I hate these fuckers, to be honest with you. They are quick. They still... You're freaking... Oh, fuck! I might not survive this one. That bastard. Get out of here, fool. I hate these guys. Fucking a-hole. Oh, they're butt annoying, man. They are butt annoying. So we get the Arcane Lake rune. I think this is actually a good rune, if I remember correctly. I don't want to say it is and then it not be. Yeah, okay, so the arcane damage reduction is plus 7%. But it's not good, so you use it how you want to. I want you to look above over here, and you can see like right above on that bridge, there's two of those. Can't remember what the hell their names are, to be honest with you. You're gonna need a back path to kind of track them back. So kind of pull. You're gonna have to kind of try to pull them. I'm gonna show you. There's another door over here. Can't be opened from this side. Be careful about that. I think those guys jump down as soon as you cross a certain point. And if you notice, the game's really good about trying to tell you where that point is. Like, it wants you to literally, if you didn't know, you would probably come down here and then immediately start trying to run straight for that the item right there. It's like literally trying to pull you in. Don't do that. Fall back over here and you'll be good. Because what you don't want to do is end up with both these dudes attacking you and hitting you and causing frenzy to you. That's what you don't want. Now the thing is trying to pull one at a time. Oh shit. Alright. Well, he didn't catch me, and I kind of missed my opportunity with the I also don't want you to go too deep in there. If you look straight through this archway right there, you see that there's a new enemy type over there, so be careful with just automatically going there. That's bullshit. What the hell? Bastard. That was some bull. I can't remember what the hell the name of this guy is, but he's literally the only one that you actually face in the game. We got some madman's knowledge, and he's the only one that you face in this in the story mode of the game. You will face. Oh, that fucker scared the hell out of me. Now, he's not that hard to fight, to be honest with you. He shoots these things, these fireballs, and what you want to do is you got to target his head. That's that right there. Damn it! I guess my gun's not gonna work on this. I might actually have to actually go fight his ass. Yep. All right, let's. So he does have, with his long range attack, he does have a close range whipping attack as well. And what you're trying to be careful about when you fight him is that he has that whipping attack and those fire. If I remember correctly, you can, like a Venus flytrap, you can sneak up behind him, and that's the easiest way to kill him, is to get behind him and attack him there. I don't really have that many souls on me, so, and I've got all my Witcher Plus, so let's see if I can do that. Shit. Damn. Wow. And there we go. He's dead. When you're inside the catacombs, they drop items that are really good. I think this is some more Madman's knowledge. Great One's wisdom. So this is the first time that we picked this item up. And it's pretty much the same thing as the Madman's knowledge. The only thing that's different is that it gives you more of those insight. Fragments of the lost wisdom of the Great Ones, beings that might be described as gods, used to gain insert. At Byrgenwerth, Master Willem had an epiphany. We are thinking on the basis of planes. What we need are more eyes. It's interesting, right? I kind of look at it like, when I look at the game in regards to what they're talking about as far as like eyes, I think Epic Namebo referred to them as, he said it was like eyes on the inside, and he would constantly make this reference. I remember watching his videos where I always thought about that, and it's kind of true for the most part. You know, it is like the eyes on the inside. And when I kind of think about it, I kind of hearken to, before we go further, make sure you come over here and open up this device so that way you get this shortcut path in case you die. The door over here will be open, but I would suggest you don't go in there just quite yet. Kill the guys out here. There's a hunter inside that we have to take care of, and you don't want to get fucked up by it, without, especially if she forces you outside. Come on. So hard to tell when they actually do get hit by that. So hard to tell. There you go, Quicksilver bullets. And it is something like the eyes on the inside, but I always think about it in terms of the sixth sense that we have, and you know, kind of like we were talking about with the kind of like what we were talking about when we were discussing and saying, hey, well, you know, the Illuminati symbol is on the Radiance Carol rune. So it's interesting. It is interesting to me. Now, as you make your way inside here, there is a chest right here to the left that you can get before she comes down. The hunter. Go ahead and grab that. The pearl slug. And it's the first time I do believe that we actually grabbed the pearl slug. Here we go. Creepy looking things, right? Of all the strange life forms that reside in the nooks and crannies of the old labyrinth, the slugs are clear signs of the left behind Great Ones. Kind of weird. They like choose a fucking slug as, you know, the symbol, the iconography for, I can't say the goddamn word, for the Great Ones. It's a slug. Like, it's a slug. Ugh, fucking creepy. So now this chick is going to come down here, and what I want you to do is kind of run over here real quick and open up that door. There you go. Wow, she didn't come down. Usually she comes down by now. That's kind of weird. That is a little weird to me that she hasn't come down. Normally the moment you pass this stairwell right here, she's down here. So let's go up here. She's a little bit difficult because she has a really... There she goes. She's using arcane damage against you, and she has her whip, which is... I really do like the whip as far as... You want to kind of use the stairwell. Damn it. There you go with that weird ass. The whip is so, it has such great length on it, and it's so damn quick. Yeah, I got a little greedy there. Got a little greedy. And you can kind of tell what I'm doing here. Damn. So what she's done is she's changed her. The whip is actually called the threaded cane, and it's a sword. There we go. Damn. She's stuck on the stairs, which is kind of good for us. Gotcha. Blue elixirs. Where was that? Damn, I lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys. So the whip is a threaded cane, and so it is a feasible weapon to actually use. I would really honestly say that all the beginning weapons that you use actually are pretty damn feasible to use in a game. I like it. I used it in my as a backup inside my I use it as a backup in my skill build. The Healing Church has its roots in Byrgenwerth and naturally borrows heavily from the uniform design. So we've already seen this because we went to the lecture building. The focus not on knowledge or thought, but on pure pretension would surely bring Master Willem to despair if only he knew. The second time that we run across this uniform inside here, so it's obviously going to have its play throughout the game to give you some of that lore. And there's another piece of lore right here. When the red moon hangs low, the line between man and beast is blurred, and when the great ones descend, a womb will be blessed with child. Keep that one in mind. When the red moon hangs low, the line between man and beast is blurred, and when the great ones descend, a womb will be blessed with child. So that one's interesting in the fact that if you already played the game, you already know why it's interesting. But it's also interesting because as we play through the game switches its night and day cycle, or it's, you know, well, it's its own night and day cycle that is switching, and the moons will change. That's the Lunarium key. We kind of need that key in order to open up a door that I just walked past without telling you about it. But you'll see the door. We're gonna go up to the top first here real quick, and as you come up here, be careful because our little frenzy friends are up here. I think it's just one. Yeah, see, there he is right there. Get down here. Yeah, he's like, I don't see you. Where you at, son? Alright, he didn't have anything. I think he's the only one, but he's like literally there so that way he can catch you at the very top of the stairs, which is the problem. So the game has its own cycle, and the interesting part is that as you gain insight in the game, the world changes. Let's look at this empty phantasm shell real quick. It's another spell. Where is it? There we go. Empty invertebrate shell that is said to be a familiar of the Great One. The Healing Church has discovered a great variety of invertebrates, or phantasms as they are called. Shells with slime still harbor arcane power and can be rubbed on weapons to imbue them with their strength. So this is a really interesting one. Remember, we picked up the Augur of Ibertas, and if you notice, they both look like slugs, right? They both look like slugs. Everything that comes from the Great One seems to resemble something in this slug-like fashion. So it's kind of interesting. But back to our point about the insight. Like if you recall, when we were playing through the Cathedral Ward and we made our way back, and I had this 20 insight, 25, 28 at that point or something like that. Excuse me. What we end up seeing there was that the game starts to change. We're starting to see things spawn in the game that weren't necessarily there before. Meaning, when we were going through, for instance, one of the Cathedral Ward priests or whatever, the one that carries the lantern, his lantern changed and there were eyes on his lantern, and then now he was able to shoot spells out at you. When you go to some of the other areas inside the game and you're able to see that we have different monsters being summoned, like for instance, once we got to Yahar Ghul and we came back, we started noticing that there were kidnappers all about the environment. And then as we progress further in the game, we start seeing different enemies spawn. And once we beat Rom the Vacuous, things will really change. Remember, Gilbert told us to seek the pale moon. This is what we've done. Everything that he's told us led to this point. And I want you to notice the moon is up there, but it's also on the lake. I think this is the lake. I'm pretty sure this is the lake right here, or it's supposed to be. And look at it. It's there. That's the moon. Told you to seek it. And here goes this other casting. You know, the light is there. The game literally told you to seek this point out, to seek the pale blood moon. And you guys probably remember him from your dream. Sitting in his rocking chair, still alive after all of these years, is Provost Willem. Let's have a talk with him. And look at him. Provost Willem musters up whatever strength he can by magic force alone, power of the great ones, and he is pointing exactly where we were, towards the pale moon. Also notice on him, his eyes are covered up. You notice that? Like, look on him. His eyes are literally covered up because he seeks the eyes on the inside, right? And this is an interesting little thing. Like, what is that? You see this growing out of him? It's interesting. There's just a lot of stuff interesting going on with him. Every time you talk to him, he doesn't do anything, but he points to that. But Willem's old. And I'm going to tell you right now, you don't have to do what I'm about to do, but there's good reason to do what I'm about to do. I'm going to put him out of his misery. Good night, Willem. And pick up this item called the Eye. Now we get this probably from him, the same reason why we got the Beast rune from the beast that was below the shortcut to Cathedral Ward in order to unlock the back gate. These runes, when we memorize them, are engraved on us. It's kind of like the same way, you know, Christians will tell you, you know what? Well, the engraving of that, of the word, is literally on man's soul. And what we've literally done, not to get too, you know, theological, but what we have literally done is we have engraved these these runes on the inside. We've engraved them in our minds so that way the word is with us. It's always with us. It's about us, right? And notice this rune is even different from all the other runes. This one's actually glowing, similar to, it's almost like it's right in between our covenant runes and the other runes, right? So it's a secret symbol left by Carol, runesmith of Byrgenwerth, a transcription of I as spoken by left behind great ones, allows one to make additional discoveries. Eyes symbolize the truth Master Willem sought in his research. Disillusioned by the limits of human intellect, Master Willem looked to beings from higher planes for guidance and sought to line his brain with eyes in order to elevate his thoughts. Really interesting, because if you go across to some of our chalice ritual items, like for instance the bloodshot eyeballs and stuff like that, you see it's an exquisite eyeball removed quickly after death, or perhaps even before, used to unlock the seal of the old labyrinth inner tombs. It's an eyeball. And throughout the game, you are really running into a whole host of enemies who are missing their eyes, or their eyes are covered up, but they're all lacking eyes. And maybe that's part of the hunt in Byrgenwerth, their involvement inside of it. They were literally looking for these eyes on the inside. They were going about killing people in order to take these eyes so that way they can gain knowledge. That way they could become one with these great ones, or, you know, speak to them. It's an interesting concept that they've put in with the Lovecraftian lore and everything like that. So really interesting things. And I was, like I said, to go back to the point when we first came in here, one of my greatest disappointments about the game has been that, you know, Byrgenwerth being the center of all of this that has been going on is kind of an absentee area. I mean, you have to come, it's really short. There's really not much here. And I mean, you have to traverse the area because in order to forward the game's progress, you need to fight Rom the Vacuous, who is more than likely a great one. I mean, he looks like a spider, anyways. And it's kind of interesting that they make spiders like Patches. He's the harbor of so much knowledge that we have. Um, and he's the one that pointed us in a direction of some things, you know, even though he tricked us and shit like that, right? But he was literally there to tell us so much, and he was a spider, and Rom the Vacuous was gonna look like a spider, and spiders have a lot of eyes, right? A lot of eyes. So maybe, you know, why did I do that with her? I knew I didn't have enough god dang blood echoes to do it. Let's see if I have any. That what, 26,000? I don't think I have enough of that. Nah, I definitely don't have enough of that. We're not gonna use it. But no, you know what? We are gonna use it. I don't think I can fortify my weapon either. I'm trying to take care of some last minute things before I end the video here. The next time when we join up, you know what? That's what I can use it for, because I'm pretty sure Rom is gonna force him more than I really want to fight him. If you haven't purchased them at this point and you want to get into it, you need to have some bolt paper. That's going to make the battle with Rom all the more the easier. So make sure you grab those. I would use some kind of heavy or quick weapon. Blade of Mercy is pretty good for this. Tonitrus works wonders for this. Tonitrus is really good for it if you like. I'm going to use that as my backup weapon. But if you can get things going with Tonitrus, then use that. It's really good for that. I need to buy a bunch of these anyways. I know I'm kind of dumping souls, but realistically, I'm not in much need of the souls anymore. Tonitrus, yeah, it works really well for. I'm not gonna hit it on level 7, but it works really well for Rom. Anything with bolt damage works really well for Rom. So let's make sure we have that equipped. We won't need any antidotes. We won't need any pebbles or anything like that. All we are going to need, and that we're going to make sure we want equipped, is bolt paper. Bolt paper, bolt paper, bolt paper. If you don't have the blood echoes to purchase them, you can come over here to the Bath Messengers and you can purchase bolt paper for, you know, like, I think it's just 1 insight. You're gonna get more than enough insight in this game that you're probably not gonna miss it at all in any shape, form, or way. So keep that in mind, guys. So I'm gonna let that go, and we've had enough lore discussion during the course of this video about, you know, insight, eyes, and what's going on. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, guys, remember, have fun.